What's going on, all you gamers? Here we are back with some more Diablo 2 Resurrected, and today I'll be going over some really nice early game beginner crafting recipes for that Horadrix cube. So if you want to know some recipes that could really help you out on your journeys, then stay tuned. That's coming up next. Welcome back, all you guys and girls. As always, for all things gaming, for all things Xbox, all the latest and greatest hints, tips, guides and builds, and just some fun gameplay and reviews of the upcoming games, then why not hit that subscribe and bell icon. I'll also be bringing a lot out, as you've probably guessed, of Diablo 2 Resurrected. There's still a lot to go over. I have not played this game for an absolute age, so I'm learning as I go myself. But some recipes and some things will definitely help you out. So hopefully if you're a returning player or a fresh player to Diablo 2, these recipes will really help you out. So the first thing you're going to need to get your hands on will be in Act 2, and that's the Horadrix Cube. You'll acquire this as you're playing Act 2. As you're completing some of those missions, you're going to come across one that makes sure you pick this one up. This right here will mean you can craft your own recipes and will become invaluable throughout the rest of your game. With the right recipe, you really can make some powerful items or just make some stuff that can really help you out. So kicking it off for our first recipe, and we're going to bop all the way over here to 3 rings. What you're going to do is chuck 3 rings into your cube, just over yonder. And if I press the right thing and go into the cube, because we have 3 of all of the same rarity, so just there, magic, 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 I'm now going to press transmute, and what you're going to find is that they've changed into an amulet. So as you can see, this one only has, unfortunately, +4 to mana. It rolls randomly. You can get something really good, you could get something that's absolutely awful. The main thing to remember, the higher the level of the actual rings that you're putting in there will mean there's a much better chance to have better stats on it and rolls. So definitely try and put things in there, so as you're making your way towards later game, you'll have more chance of getting much better loot. But even early game, if you're missing an amulet, it can really help you out. Sometimes you'll get something that's quite nice. Right, so we know how to make amulets, but what about if I'm missing a ring or I really need one, because my ones are just absolutely awful? Same again, what we're going to do, nice and easy, we've got 3 magic amulets just here, and I'm going to pop down, go to transmute. As you can see, they're all of the same rarity again. I'm going to go down to here, transmute them, and I've chucked over a ring, the Ring of Might. Like I said, depending on their level, these ones obviously aren't the highest level at all, so they're probably not going to roll with the best stats. But if you're managing to find some, chuck them in your stash and do this when you can later down the line for all of the ones you don't think are really very good. That way you've got a much better chance of getting something that might actually be quite nice. Next up, and this is one that is 100% worth knowing, really good, especially for early game, but even for slightly later game, and that's how to reroll magic weapon items. So for example, if I show you this one just here, and there's a reason I'm using this, you can do it on any magic item that's a weapon. However, it works much better on class specific ones. I'm not sure if it works on all of them, I've only tried them with a few so far, and that's the Salk and the Necromancer, but as far as I can see, when you're chucking these in, so I'm going to bop over this right here, and as you can see, it's got +2 to Meteor, +23 to Energy, and +25 to Life. If you were going for that Meteor build, you would almost definitely not do this, because you're going to want that statistic. Anytime you can get plus to your class specific skills is exactly what you're going for. But say for example that was a bog standard wand or a bog standard weapon and it was not what I wanted in the slightest, I would hope to be able to get something better. So for example, I would put these over here, 3 chipped gems. Any of them, it doesn't matter what they are as long as they're chipped. So I'm going to chuck that over to yonder. And again, remember, the higher difficulty stuff, or the higher level item you're putting in there I should say, will work out a little bit better, so they can roll more favourably for you with higher stats and such. But if we go down here, and if you remember, this one had +2 to Meteor, 23 Energy, 25 Life. Now we're going to transmute, and we've got a completely different one. So if the first one didn't have any plus to it, and this one's actually quite a bit better I think, +2 to Lightning, +12 to Life, level 1 Frost Nova, and socketed with 2. that's not bad whatsoever, and of course lightning can be really strong, so that's quite a nice one to get. I would say it's definitely worth doing this early on, as it can really help you out and mean you get a little bit more damage about yourself, because those class specific skills are pretty much what you're after all the way through the game, as they can really make you powerful. Next up, and some recipes that can really help you out, especially if you're running out of gold, can be using some runes to repair your items. So for example, say right there, I'm wearing my Lapis Gothic plate and I've died a million times, it's degraded, it's going to cost me an abundance to repair, I don't have much gold so I'm in trouble, or some of the other items that are worth a lot, they can cost a lot to repair, and sometimes, especially early to mid game, you may find that you're running out of gold if you're struggling with the game and such, or falling over. What you're going to want to do with that is exactly the same again. You're going to pop whatever you need to repair just over here in the cube. So for example, this one right here, I'm going to chuck over to here, and rather than it cost me 10, 15, 20k of gold to actually repair, I can chuck in this rune right here, and that one is the Rao rune. Now you may be thinking that's great, but it's going to take me an abundance of time to even find these because they're really hard to get hold of. Don't worry about that, I'll chuck a guide just up the top and it will show you how to farm those runes really easy and efficiently. So you'll be able to get your hands on quite a few of these in not too long whatsoever. So the Rao rune, you're going to chuck straight over to here and you're going to press transmute. Click on that and there you go, lo and behold, it's all completely replenished. Nice and easy, saved you a load of money, you just need the rune. If however it's a weapon and you want exactly the same again, so say for example this right here, the Bramble Mallet Maul, when I can speak properly, you're going to chuck that over to there, and then the rune you're after is this one just here, the Alt rune. Exactly the same again, chuck it over to your box and click on this transmute. Nice and easy, and it's all now fully repaired and you don't have to worry about spending all of that nice gold. One thing to remember, if something has charges on it, say charge lightning or anything you can put into your build that rolls on the actual weapon, then you're just going to chuck one of those chipped gems from earlier straight into here with the rune that we already mentioned, and that's going to replenish the charges as well. Again, making it a little bit easier and saving you a lot of money. Right, you gamers, hopefully that's helped a few of you out. If you're a returning player or if you're a complete beginner to Diablo, it may well save you some money, may well make things a bit easier. And as always, 4Things Gaming, 4Things Xbox. Take care. I'll see you on the next day.